Let me ask you a question. Would you like to significantly improve the marketing that you're already doing in your business? Would you like to take what you have today and make it convert better, make it sell better, make more clicks come out of it, make it produce what you're hoping it does? Would you like to look back 12 months from today and say, wow, our business has grown significantly due to some simple marketing changes? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you my 7 principles on how to get more people to take you up and buy through your marketing. Now, you might not sell anything directly on your marketing. Maybe you're booking calls or services or something like that. This still applies to you. These 7 principles are the foundation of all marketing. I believe the 7 most fundamental principles in marketing, and it has nothing to do with AI. It has nothing to do with using some fancy tool. These are principles that I'm about to share with you, and these principles will work with all tactics. Okay, remember, principles and laws work for everybody all the time. Tactics come and go, they change, and they're short-term strategies. Okay? These 7 principles that I'm going to go through, I've got them all here in my book, my notebook. I truly believe you cannot fail in your marketing if you follow along these 7. Now, they don't go in order, but I'm going to go in order, and the last one I think is probably the easiest way for you to bring in additional revenue in your business with your marketing, a really simple marketing principle. I think you could do it probably by the end of this week. It's pretty cool. All of these principles are easy to implement, and when you see them, you can't unsee them. So let's start. The first one, make it about them. Your marketing, your ads, everything you do to let the market know what you do and how you can give them the desire that they want. We've got to make it about them. It sounds really simple, and it is. Yet most of us forget when we're creating content, we're creating ads, that it's about the other person, the consumer, the person watching us on the other side of the screen, the person reading our ads, the person driving by our business and they see it at the side of the road. Whatever your business is, we got to make sure we make it about them. Most clients and customers here, they probably, the first thought in their mind is not like, what is it that business does? Or who is that business? They really don't care. Their first thought is, what does that business do for me? And my easy example that I always say in this is, right now you are selfish and I'm selfish. Our first desire is to protect ourselves and the loved ones around us, right? Right now you're watching this video going, should I click off? What does this video have for me? You're not watching this video to help my clicks, to help my watch time, to do any of that for me. You're watching this video for yourself and probably try to improve your marketing. But that's my point, right? You are in an okay way. I'm not saying it's bad, but you're being selfish just because this right now, you're wondering if it relates to you. Your clients, your customers are wondering the same thing when they see your marketing. So what we need to do first is not tell them who we are. We need to tell them why it matters to them. Remember, your goal is to get them the desire that they want. We're going to talk about offers coming up in a minute, but your goal is to paint the picture for them why they are the most important thing and what the outcome is. Okay, so make it all about them. I'm a big fan of Donald Miller's Story Brand book. If you've read that or you know of it, here's how they paint the picture. You as a business, you're the guide. Your clients and customers, they're the hero. They're going through the hero's journey, and you simply come along to guide them, to get them what they're looking for. All movies, all great stories have a hero and a guide. And your job is to take that hero, be the guide to that hero and take them on their journey and get them what they want. So make it all about them, okay? That's the first principle that you need to know in marketing. When you do that one right, everything else gets a lot easier. But that's a really hard one for a lot of people to overcome because they want to talk about their business and what they think is important. But really, only thing that's ever important is the prospect and what they want. When you paint that picture for them, your marketing converts significantly better. Okay, so that's principle one. Second principle, you got to hook them and keep them listening or reading. Attention is really, really hard to get, especially in modern times. So what we have to do is we have to give them a hook, give them a headline, give them some reason to pay attention. And what is a hook, or what is a headline, or how do we gather attention? Well, there's a couple different ways to do it. You can do it with a statement that they're interested in, so curiosity. You can do it with a desire. Are you looking for fill in the blank, right? There's a couple other ways you can do it, like don't let this. So you're going into the fear of missing out or fear of loss, which are extremely powerful. Nobody wants to lose anything: money, time, energy, effort, relationships. Like, they don't want to lose that. So you can tap into that. But the point being, we have to get moving early on in our marketing if we want to get people to keep reading. So once we have that attention, our next job isn't to start telling them what we think. Our next job is actually get them to read the next line or listen to the next sentence. So Joseph Sugarman, he was a copywriter back in the 80s, and he has this thing called the slippery slide. Okay, slippery slide. And he did like text magazines and stuff, and his whole point of his slippery slide concept was to get people to start reading his headline. The next job that he did was try to get people to read the subheadline, then the first sentence, and then make them want to read the next sentence. And why the slippery slide statement comes about is he describes it as somebody who's hopping on a slide at a playground, but it's not just a regular slide. Instead, somebody has oiled that thing up and it's really long. And once you get on that slide, there's no coming back, right? You can't change your mind. You have to ride that slide out. And he made his content that way. He made it so desirable for people that they want to keep reading and figure out what's next, what's next. Now, he's a professional, I get that. But if you're doing your marketing, you should have that desire as you build your marketing. What can I do to get somebody to consume my content, video, written, audio, whatever it is? How do I get them consumed in it? Okay? So hook them, keep them reading, keep them watching. That's principle number 2. Okay, the next one, I love this one. Make an offer they can't get anywhere else. So what is an offer? An offer is what you present to them. Okay, so you got their attention, you spoke to them, you showed them the desire that they want, the outcome, and how you can get that. Now you present your package. What is it? What is your package? What is your offer? What is your service? What is it that you do for them? Right? And then you're going to present that as, here's my offer. Are you willing to purchase? Are you willing to buy? Are you willing to commit? Right? That's what you're doing. You're literally presenting them something that you made for them. Now, it's very, very important that you focus on not just what you think they want, but also what they are fearful of. So if they're worried about losing money in the stock market, make sure your offer comes in and counteracts that. Like, hey, if you're worried about losing money in the stock market, look at this opportunity. Or, maybe you're in HVAC, maybe you're, a contractor. I don't know what you do, but take what people are fearful of. Like, what are they worried about if they bought your service today? And how could you implement that loss of fear, loss of money, loss of whatever that they're fearful of? How could you implement that in your offer? That's how you can build a really, really cool custom offer, is by not just risk reversal, not like a 30-day money back, but literally go after what they're fearful of and put the inverse of that in your offer, right? So if they're fearful of losing money because of whatever it is you do, put that in there that you have a money back, reversal. Or if they're worried about their time, or they're worried about the warranty service, implement that and put that in your offer. Now, I could talk for about 8 hours on offer creation. I think it's really, really fun. It's a really great time to be creative and really dig into the deep stuff of human psychology and what your prospects want, but we don't have time for that. But really try to focus on what is an offer that you can create that they can't get anywhere else. And if you go after their fears of loss, again, remember time, money, energy, effort, all those things. If you can put that in your offer, you're probably already way ahead of your competition, right? So If your competition decides, says, hey, I know you're doing this offer, I'm going to copy it. Great. Then you just go and you can implement your offer and do something different, right? You could update it. Okay. So create an offer that they can't get anywhere else, because soon as you remove the offer that they could get somewhere else, man, guess what? You just left the commodity space. Commodities, what do? They trade, they whatever, negotiate on price. Right? Like it's all about price. You look at a can of green beans at the grocery store and you look at a wall full of them. Well, if they're all organic now suddenly and they're all the same size, what do you as a human do? You'll just look, which one's the cheapest? I'll take that one. Boom. That's a commodity. You don't want your service or your business in the commodity space. As soon as you get out of an offer that nobody can replicate, you are no longer in that commodity space. You are a standalone offer that nobody can compete with. It's pretty cool. All right, so that's our third principle. Make an offer that they can't get anywhere else. The fourth principle to increasing your marketing results, close open loops. Close the questions that are in their mind. The human mind really, really struggles moving forward in a decision when it doesn't know the answer or it doesn't feel comfortable. Something doesn't feel right to them in your marketing or in the real world, just walking down the street. If something doesn't feel right in their gut, they're not going to want to move forward. And in your marketing, you have a great opportunity to overcome that. What you can do, you can take the common questions that people get, because questions kill conversions, and you can take those common questions and you can actually inject them in your marketing. Like we were talking about how you can protect them from losing things. Well, you can also protect them from having those questions by placing the answers in your video content, in your audio content, in your written content on your website. Let's just use your website for example. If most people are on your website and you get phone calls, a lot of times what happens, like people are on your website, they call your number and they say, hey, I have a question about whatever it is. Right? That's why a lot of phone calls in service businesses and local businesses, they get calls, it's questions, you answer that question, they close the loop and they move forward. But what if you could answer those before they come up in their mind? So one way to do this, just using your website as an example, your homepage, go through it and ask yourself before you open it up that day, say, what are the most common questions that people are calling, emailing, or what do I know that my ideal client, what are their questions? And then write them all down and then go on your website and see if there's answers to that, or if you present those questions and answer them before somebody else would ask them, right? So that's one way to do it. The next thing you can do is you can add FAQs. I'm a big fan of FAQs for two reasons. One of them is AI search, and I'll tell you about that in a second. But FAQs, frequently asked questions. If you're using a website, people scrolling, what are they doing? They're looking for the answers to their question. They scroll, they get to the bottom. That's where you want to use that final space to say, hey, do you have this question? Some people ask this question. Is your question this? Right? Those FAQs are really important down there because that's the final place they're going to answer those in their mind. Another thing you can do with your website is, well, I didn't say the AI thing. So the FAQs, the AI search loves it. So if you want to show up in like Gemini search or ChatGPT search or whatever, one of the best ways you can get there is having really clear, simple answers in your FAQs for your service. So in your city, if people are searching, how much is blank, blank, blank in my city, and you have an FAQ like that and it's indexed in the search, the AI search stuff, you might get shown. It's a really easy way to get shown in those AI searches, which you should be focusing on. And then finally, you can also add like a live chat or a human chat, or you can use AI chat also. That's an option for you too. So all of those get after the questions in the copywriting, in the video, in the whatever on your homepage or whatever we're talking about. Maybe it's ads. I don't know, whatever marketing you're doing. Try to eliminate questions in the content before they come up. But if you can't, that's where FAQs are good. And they put human or AI chat on your entire marketing system, especially your website, then you're probably going to see increased conversions. Because if you can have those conversations with people, you can answer those questions, you can give them the answers and the questions down at the bottom, man, you're going to be set to go. So That's the fourth principle, closing open loops. The less questions prospect has, the more likely they are to take action and do business with you. Okay, and that kind of leads to the next one. The next principle is tell them exactly what to do. If you're doing a video or you're doing a website build or some ads or something like that, tell them what to do. Call us here, click here now, schedule your here now. And the reason why we want to do this is because we're trying to reduce the amount of decisions that their brain has to make. Again, like psychologically, when people are in motion, they stay in motion. So we want to do that as much as possible. As soon as we make their brain start thinking about questions and, oh, do I want to do this? How do I get a hold of them? What do I do? Should I call them? Should I text them? Should I click this button? What do I want to do? Don't do that. Just give them one clear call to action. It's cognitive load. We're trying to reduce that, okay? We're trying to make the brain work as little as possible in our marketing. So maybe you're running ads and you want to say something like simple, like click the button below this ad now. It sounds easy, right? Like you're like, I don't have to put that in, Brennan. People already know that. They don't. It's crazy. You have to hold their hand. And remember, as the guide, and they're the hero, you're going to guide them on what to do next. And your conversions will go up when you do that. So that's the next principle. Tell them exactly what to do. Principle number 6. Okay, this one a lot of people don't pay attention to. And the next one is going to be the one that I think you can make money by the end of the week. So we're almost there. Principle number 6. Capture and convert prospects. Okay. You're paying for traffic right now, whether it's with ads or SEO. They're both cost something. One costs with money, one costs with time and effort and energy. Ads coming, we're talking digital marketing right now, or newspaper marketing, billboards, whatever you're doing. Okay, you're paying to get people's attention. SEO, if you're into that, or the organic stuff where people search and find you online, you have to pay with time because that doesn't happen overnight. And you have to pay with the time that somebody put into that and probably the investment you put into it. You should do both, in my opinion. But either way, you're paying for those leads to come into your business. Why are you not capturing all of them? Okay, there's two ways. There's a silent way where they don't know they've been captured. And then there's a way where you bribe them to capture. Okay, so let's start with the bribery, and then we'll talk about the silent capture. So the bribery, that is literally like, hey, if you want, they land on your website or they go to your social media platform and you have a call to action for a free thing or a low cost thing or whatever, they have to opt in for that, right? Name, email, phone number, whatever business you're in, you need to choose which one's best for you. Okay, you can do that. You can also do like before they get anywhere in your business, they have to opt in, right? Like you force them to squeeze into your funnel. That's an option. Again, we could talk a long time on this, but there's a lot of websites out there that don't do any sort of attempt at lead capture. There's a lot of social media platforms that businesses are using and they don't use that to capture leads. So think about that. What can we do to capture more of the traffic that we're paying for to get to our site? Now that's the way you're forcing them to. There's a silent way that I told you about. So when somebody comes to your website, let's say, or calls your phone or whatever it is, you can actually behind the scenes put them in, you can pixel them or log them into your CRM, right? So let's just use web traffic. Somebody comes from an SEO search, comes to your homepage, looks at whatever service it is you do, and they leave. Well, if you don't have the silent capture working, they're gone forever and you can never remarket to them. You can never reel them back in. Maybe something happened in their life, their phone rang, they had to go, right? With the silent capture way, what we're doing is when they come in, we're tagging them. We're essentially invisibly tagging them with digital marketing. And that's like a Facebook pixel or a meta pixel. When they come in, they look at your website and they leave. Well, now they've been pixeled and they can be remarketed to with ads, in remarketing ads. So they come in, they look, phone call, they step out, they forget, they never come back to your website. That night they log into Instagram and they're swiping through and suddenly, boom, there's your ad for your business that they were on earlier. You've had this happen to you, I'm sure. Well, now you can remarket to them for the next 30 days and try to reel them back in. Maybe that night they're like, oh, you know what? I didn't finish. I was going to book that business to come out to my house or call them or buy their thing. So you can reel them back in. Okay. So it's really, really important whether you force them with opt-in or you invisibly follow them back around. It's up to you which one you want to do. I recommend you do both, but you got to capture them before you can try to convert those people, because not everybody that comes into your funnel, whether it's on social media, websites, whatever your thing is, you're never going to convert 100%. But if you can capture more of those leads and remarket to them, you're going to be significantly, wildly higher at your conversion rates. Okay, so that's principle number 6. Let me cross that one out. Let's go to the next one. Okay, this is the one that I think is the easiest, lowest hanging fruit for you to make money by the end of the week. Okay, all these other ways you can make money, easy. But this one's awesome. And this one costs you nothing but maybe a little bit of your own time. So go back to the people that already know you. So we talked about the leads that came in, whether we follow them back invisibly, with remarketing ads, or we nurture them because they opted in for something. That's one type of old lead, right? But what about the people that did take you up on your offer, that did buy the thing from you in the last 10, 12, 20 months, whatever? What about those people? Do you think it is harder to sell to somebody that doesn't know you and you have to prove yourself and build trust and do all the conversion mechanisms to get them to buy? Or do you think it's easier to sell something to somebody who already knows you, trusts you, likes you, and has seen your work? It's pretty easy, right? The past customers that you have are easily your easiest sale. Yet a lot of people just totally overlook it because they think they need more leads. And they forget that there were leads that converted and you can resell to them. Again, you can create them offers that speed up their process in their life, that get them the desires that they want, that solve for pain and get them towards more pleasure. Like there's a whole bunch of ways we can remarket to them. And I don't know your business, so I can't tell you exactly what to do. But ask yourself, from what people buy from you in the last 12 months, what's the next logical thing that you can provide them or build for them and then provide it? Maybe you got to get a new offer created and then remarket that to them. Those are the easiest sales you'll ever make. And if you don't have a system set up to convert your current and past clients again and again and again, you're leaving money out there, right? So it sounds really easy, and it is. Like, that's a crazy thing. Nobody wants to talk about that, but there's agencies out there, there's marketing agencies out there that's all they do. They go in and help businesses like yours reactivate, they call it usually, those past customers, leads, clients, and sell them stuff. And they make a killing. The businesses make a killing out of it. So anyways, these are the 7 principles that I think are probably easily the foundation of all marketing and business, really, right? So implement some of these, check. I'm going to read them off to you one more time, and I'll put them down in the notes. Take a look at your whatever. You want to go look at your ads account. You want to look at your website, your email marketing, and ask yourself, are we doing all of these things? So here's number 1. Are we making it about them? The second principle, we have to hook them and keep them engaged. Are we giving them good hooks, good headlines, good subjects in the email, however you're remarketing or marketing to cold prospects, warm, whatever, okay? Are you hooking them and are you keeping them engaged in your content? Okay. Are you giving them an offer they can't get anywhere else? Remember, when you customize an offer that they can't go somewhere else and compete with, you're in a class all on your own. That's a blue ocean, baby. Go after it, okay? You can charge a lot more for those offers too. So make an offer they can't get anywhere else. If your competitors copy your offer, go make a new one, okay? It's that simple. Principle number 4, close every open loop. Remember, we talked about how important it is that you do not let people have questions without getting answers. Okay, so address it in your content, in your words, in your audio. FAQs, super powerful, and live or human chat agents to answer those questions are another extremely powerful thing. Okay, principle number 5, tell them exactly what to do. Reduce the cognitive load. We want to make this super easy. As they come into your marketing funnels, your systems, make it super easy on their mind to just take the next action over and over and over. And that we're going to do that by telling them exactly what to do, make it simple, give them one option, click, call, do that next thing, fill out this form, whatever it is, okay? Principle number 6, capture and convert. Do not let any lead go to waste. We can capture them by forcing them to input their information for a free thing, for a paid thing, for whatever service you want to give them. That's something you can do. Or we can follow them with an invisible capture, which was the pixeling them and then remarketing them with ads. Do both if you want the most power. And then finally, go back to the people who already know you and sell them some stuff that will make their life better. That's really the core principles of all businesses when it comes to marketing. Hopefully you found this useful. Hopefully you found this valuable. We'll see you in the next video.